Hey guys, it's Jan Sharte and I'm back again with another video. So today's video is going to be so cool because I'm not talking about online boutique things. I'm going to be telling you guys the 10 ways that I have made money since I started my online businesses, multiple, back in 2018. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Welcome to my channel where we talk about boutiques, e-commerce, business, and all things making money online. All right, guys, so I have a list in front of me because if I don't read the list, I'm going to forget. So most of you guys follow this channel because of my online boutique journey. You probably have been here since before I started the boutique I started in 2018, but I started this channel really back in like 2017 when I was working in retail. So that is what most people know me for. But since then, I have made money in so many different ways, and I want to share them with you guys because it's hard making money, and it's hard making money as an online boutique owner. So I want you to know that there are other ways to do it. So first things first is retail consulting, obviously. So that's kind of how I got my I don't want to say claim to fame. That's how I became known. So when I started my YouTube channel, I talked about my lessons that I learned working in retail, working for a bunch of different corporations. And it was just a place for me to talk about all the things I was doing at work. And I really didn't see it as a business opportunity at the time. I just saw it as a way to express myself and ultimately help other people. And eventually I started to get paid for that consulting. So literally one day somebody commented on a video and they were like, hey, can I book a call with you? And I'm like, book a call with me for what? And I don't have a page. I don't even know how to accept payment. I don't know. But I'm like, absolutely. So I figured it out. I think I used to charge like $50 for 30 minutes, which is so crazy to me because I was thinking so hard for these people in a 30-minute span of time. But nonetheless, I was getting paid. I did it once and then I did it twice. And before I knew it, I had done it 100 times. Crazy. And eventually, my YouTube channel started to really pop off. So I think I had one video that made up the bulk of my views at the time. It was about where to buy clothes for your online boutique because my previous job used to send me to trade shows and to the fashion district. So I made a video about where to buy clothes, and then my channel grew to whatever the subscriber limit was and the hours, you got to get a certain number of watch hours, and then I started getting paid from YouTube. So I went from getting paid for people to be consulted, and then YouTube eventually started paying me. And you get paid through YouTube's AdSense, so you get paid based off of the views from the ads on your video. So wouldn't it be cool to get insider data and tips and tricks and just a behind the scenes look of what's going on in my business every week inside of your inbox? I know it would, and I want to invite you to do that. So if you click the link in the description, I am going to invite you guys to join up for my newsletter where I will send you an email every single week that will contain really fun things regarding what's going on in my business, some of my students' businesses, what's going on in the industry, what are the newest updates with Shopify and all those cool apps that we use, and really generally everything that you need to know about growing your online business, e-commerce, boutique, whatever it is that you do, I'm going to help you grow it, okay? I ended up losing my job in 2018, which is what most people know. And I actually started my online boutique about a month after my job closed. So my online boutique became my third stream of revenue. And actually, now that I think about it, I might have had other streams before then. So I think I started selling digital products before then. I started doing webinars and people wanted more information. And I was booking so many calls, but I was still working full time. So I didn't have time to spend on calls with people all the time. I couldn't do a webinar every single day. So I ended up selling digital products. And they were just little PDF guides that I created online. I'm pretty sure I created in was Canva a thing back then? If it wasn't Canva, it was just a Google Doc. I don't know. But I sold them for $10. And when I say I sold so many of them, it was insane. So a lot of people ask me when I first started my boutique, how long it took me to start making money. And I always tell them, I mean, I made money on the first day, but I don't really know like how much money I was making because I was making money in other ways. So I wasn't necessarily looking at like how much money I was making from just my online boutique. I was really trying to like make money from all of these other areas so that I could cover my living expenses at the time. I really wasn't even thinking about the growth of the boutique because I started the boutique as an experiment. I started it so that I could have something to continue to create content around. And it just so happened to work out and eventually make over $1 million. I know that sounds crazy. Anywho, so we got retail consulting, digital products, obviously clothing, YouTube. I eventually self-published my own book. Maybe I'll make a video about that. I published a book through Amazon's publishing company. So Amazon's publishing company is called KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. It is completely free to upload your own original work or manuscript onto their platform. You can upload, your own cover, choose what type of paper you want, so on and so forth. And they let you sell that book on their platform, but you could also buy what are called author copies, and they'll ship you a bunch of those books directly to your house or, whatever address you send them to. And then you can sell them on your own platform. So I started making money from these books on Amazon, and I also was making money selling the books on my own platform through my own website. So the book became another source of income. And then I started selling courses. So as I was actually doing all the things in my business, my online boutique started to actually take off and start working, I was able to create processes that created predictable revenue in my business. And then ultimately I was able to create these courses that essentially walked my students through how I was doing different things in my business. So for example, I used to have an ads course. I think I had a couple of website building courses, some content creation courses, and I would just walk them through how I was doing those things for myself, because for probably the first 3, almost 4 years in my business, I literally did everything myself. Created the content, took the pictures, recorded the videos, edited the videos, I did my website, I did my ads, so on and so forth. And some of those things I've outsourced at this point, but I used to do them myself. So I started selling courses, walking people through how to do that. And I was selling them for a super low cost. They were like $29, $49, but it will walk you through how to do that thing from scratch. And it made me a lot of money. So then eventually I started doing a coaching program. So one thing that I realized was that people were buying my courses that were about individual topics, but they were actually struggling in business. They didn't understand the business of e-commerce. They didn't understand the business of retail. And so it made sense for me personally to create a program because I understand retail through and through. It was what I knew best. It's what I know best because I did it for 11 years before starting my online boutique. And so I wanted to provide people a more clear picture of the entirety of what retail entails, or the entirety of what I knew about retail. And so I started selling programs. Initially it was an 8-week program, and that was a huge turning point in my business and also in my revenue and my income, because I was now selling extended coaching essentially. So it was no longer like a 30-minute call or hour-long call. These were like 8 and 12-week long programs, which basically meant that I was getting paid a much larger sum of money up front versus, that one-off payment. So coaching programs were a big difference, or made a big difference in my business as well. Then we got into brand deals. So because I had my own personal brand, I also have the Boutique Academy, and I have this YouTube channel and things like that. Brands reach out to me and ask me if I can create content for them because they want to get in front of my audience, and oftentimes they're willing to pay you for it. So some of them will try to lowball you. Some of them will want you to do it for free, and they'll try to pay you in exposure and things like that. But the large majority of them are willing to pay you. So I started getting paid for sponsored posts and, just mentioning something like a tool or a platform in my videos and sharing that with you guys. But I always chose platforms and things like that I'm genuinely using and that I genuinely like. So brand deals became another stream of revenue for me as well. And then we got speaking. So speaking would be on a podcast, at an event, so like a conference or like a networking event, things of that nature. I don't do speaking a lot just because I don't actually I was going to say I don't like people a lot. That's not what I want to say. I don't resonate with a lot of coaches and service providers and things like that personally. So I don't do speaking a lot, but when I do, I'm often being paid for it. I get paid for the time, and it usually depends on what type of speaking I'm doing. So if I'm speaking on a panel versus if they want me to like come in and teach a class, things of that nature. So like I've spoke inside of people's programs. I've spoke inside of people's memberships, things of that nature. All right, and then the last way that I've gotten paid as an online business owner is through events. So just last year, I hosted my first conference, but even before that, I was hosting like little micro events. So back in the day, I say back in the day like it was so long ago, but back in the day, I used to go to the trade shows and I would invite a small group of people to join me at that trade show, and I would walk them through like how to navigate the trade show. We would have like a private event, like a learning opportunity throughout the different days of the trade show, kind of like a seminar, I guess you could say. I've also done a fashion district tour in the past, and all of those were paid events. So last year I did my biggest event ever, which was a conference, and we had about 100 women fly in to Chicago for a 3-day conference with me and a few guest speakers, and that was amazing. And let me just say, while that did create revenue for me, child, it didn't create no profit, okay? It was the most expensive thing I've ever done in my life, but it was a great learning experience, and we are doing it again, so yeah. But just to reiterate, the 10 ways that I have made money since starting my business, since losing my job. Like, let me say that. I lost my job in 2018, and I, like a crazy person, was like, I'm not going back to work. My mom literally used to send me job postings every single week. Like every week she would send me job postings in my email because she thought I was so crazy. But I was so confident in my ability to create revenue for myself because I had so much experience in retail. I don't know, I was just really confident. I've always been pretty confident. But yeah, so just to reiterate, retail consulting. So if you know something, you have a job that you've worked for a long time, I can guarantee you that there is someone who would pay you to consult them on how to do that thing better or how to do that thing in general. Maybe they want to start doing it. So consulting, self-published book. If you like writing, if there's anything that you feel extremely knowledgeable about, you could publish a book literally tomorrow. It took me 3 days to get that book published. I sat at my mom's house on like a Saturday. I wrote it. On Sunday, I edited the book. On Monday, I published the book on Amazon, like super quickly. Digital products, anybody can create digital products, especially when we got things like Canva these days. Canva has so many templates that you could use to basically mock up your digital products, make them pretty and all of those things. And then there's so many platforms that we can sell them on. So even Shopify can house your digital products and you can use it to sell. I'll make another video, I guess, at some point about like platforms you could use for digital products and things of that nature, because I have used a ton of them. What else we got? Clothing, obviously, online boutique. I actually have 2 online boutiques now, so that's that. But one's kind of, she don't get as much attention as she should. Don't judge me. I'm working on her. Next is courses. YouTube. So if YouTube is in your cards this year, you got to be consistent with YouTube. And I would say you need to figure out what you want your YouTube channel to be about, because the more consistent you are, in my opinion, the easier it is for you to grow that channel. A coaching program. If you actually enjoy coaching and feel like you could like lead someone from point A to point Z, I think a coaching program could be great for you. Events are great, whether that be you hosting your own event or participating in somebody else's event. Brand deals, if a brand sees the value in what you do and what you provide to your audience, and if your audience is the audience that they want, a lot of times they'll be willing to sponsor you or pay you for some publicity. And then lastly is speaking. So if you are well-spoken, if you are highly educated in whatever your field is or whatever your niche is, you can pitch yourself to speak at events or speak in people's programs and memberships and things like that. Or generally speaking, people will reach out to you. If they see your content and they feel like it's valuable and they feel like you could provide value to their audiences, they may reach out to you for speaking and you can charge them for that. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you guys because number one, I am tired of talking about online boutique things. I am not gonna lie to y'all. I am so sick of talking about e-commerce because honestly, truly, I've said everything that could be said at this point. I've taught it all, whether that be on this channel, in my membership, in my programs, in my courses, so on and so forth. As always, I'll put the links in the description if you wanna grab some. But this is my, I guess, introduction to talking about things that are not boutique related, because there are so many other things that I could teach y'all how to do. And I was gonna tell y'all how much money I've made, but I'll save that for another video because it is a hot topic around these parts. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed it, and yeah. comment below, subscribe if you haven't already, like this video, all the things, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.